Right, hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're talking the 3 biggest mistakes people make on the putting green. So I'm down at the 14th at Warrington and I'm going to give you a couple of drills that are going to make sure you stop wasting shots out on the green. Let's take a look at this lesson right now. So one of the biggest problems I see from players when they get onto the putting green is pace control. There's 3 skills we need to master when we're on the green. We need to learn the speed, how we're actually going to control how far the ball rolls, where we're starting it, and the read of the putt. If we can get all those 3 in a nice bunch, we're going to putt in a pretty good manner. And this drill here is really going to help us in our speed control. So it's just a real simple ladder drill, because what you'll notice as I start to move up these ladders is that my stroke isn't changing too much. So what I tend to see from a lot of people is really different speeds in backswing through into impact, and almost different lengths as well. I know we've got strokes like the pop stroke now, but you would see that it's pretty brisk back and pretty brisk into impact, then comes to a stop. But I'm talking when people on a short putt like this than the first ladder, where it's 10 foot, where we almost take the putter back 3 feet in a quick manner and then stop coming in, so we get something where it's quite hard to control pace. And as we see there now, that ball goes rolling off and now I've got a tricky putt. So something like this, a ladder drill, all we're trying to do is actually learn to control our pace, and most importantly just to develop our feel, because putting itself, when we talk about pace control, is all down to feel. If I were to throw a ball to you at the camera and then I walk back, I would just judge using my eyes how far the camera is and learn to throw it back into that distance. And it's very much the same in putting. So what we want to start to do with a drill like this, firstly, I've got a box of tees around the hole here, so they're all for myself, just a putt length north, south, west around the hole. And that is where I'm aiming to get the ball in. If I can get it in here, it should be a pretty simple tap in for myself. So the aim of the ladder drill, each one is about 3 feet apart, and I'm going all the way back here. As we can see, I've got 6 cones, and the aim for myself at my level, I want to try and get all 6 balls into the hole as I go through it. And what we've got to focus on here, I'm not overly worried too much about holding them. Like I'm saying here, I want to get them into that box, because the chances of me holding it up at cone number 6 are very limited. So I'm more focused on my pace and controlling it into this box. And just notice as I make the stroke here, it didn't really look too different going back to front there. So just rolls by, stays in the number 2. And again, once I've moved up into this next gate, what we will see is that my stroke doesn't again look too different. I've gone a further 3 feet back, but the stroke itself isn't looking wildly different to where I was down here at the first gate. And again, just popped it in, so I've got 2 balls in now. When we move up to gate 3, if I were to then really change my stroke, i.e. if we come in close here and we see how different this stroke looks, where I go almost a little bit long and stop it, my pace straight away, the ball goes racing off, and I've actually putted that one off the green. So now I would try, go to the next one and then try and get it into my area. But the big focus on this, guys, as I'm moving up cones here, what you would notice is that the stroke never really looks any different. When I'm just getting that little bit further away, I'm maybe adding a couple of inches on each one up here to see that I just get it. I'm not really trying to give it any more speed. I'm always keeping the tempo the same and just adding a little bit more length each time I go up the gates. It's not really different, exaggerated movements as I'm going through. I let the putter flow. So this is a fantastic drill if you're looking to get in control of your pace and stop leaving it really short, going really long. Try and get somewhere where you can set up a ladder like this and play that game repeatedly, maybe once a week, twice a week, and you'll see that your pace starts to get a little bit better. Let's take a look at the second big mistake now. Guys, if you are enjoying this lesson as well, do remember to hit the subscribe button down below, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any future lessons. I want you to get better at golf, so join me every week with your free lessons and see your scores getting better. Let's take a look at mistake number 2. and we're here, we're close in now to the hole. And these are the sort of putts that keep your rounds going. This one here is about 10 feet, and we want to try and hole more putts from 10 feet and in. And one of the big things we need to understand is that once we've read it and we can control our speed, we now need to get the ball started on line, because that cup is about, I think it's 4.5 inches wide, a golf hole. So if we can't start it where we want to, we've only got a really small target, so it's probably going to miss if it's not going on the line we intend, if we've read it correctly. So a great way to try and do this here, as you can see now, I've got a little bit of a station set up, and what we want to try and do is get a line on our ball. And sometimes you might not be into using the line on the ball, so what I would then try and do is pick out an intermediate target, which what I've done here is place 2 T-pegs about a putter width wide over a spot that I have selected. There's a bit of grass here that really stands out to me, a bit of brown grass, and I'm just going to try and roll my ball over that, because from the ball through that intermediate target we then see this cone up here, and that's where I see it breaking from. So what I would do is have the reed, pick my spot, and then from here now I'm not focusing on the hole, because the slope is quite significant to the right, to the left. I've got to just think about setting it off on my intended target line, because if I just focused on the hole straight away and try and knock it in, it's going to miss a fair few feet to the left there. So now, by using myself personally, I used a line on my golf ball, lining it up over that intermediate target here, having a couple of practice swings. I know the pace I want to hit it at, and I focus on just starting to roll it through my gate and start getting it over my intermediate target. I stand a far better chance of knocking this putt in. That's if I would have hit it. So I got the right line, and it would have been a simple tap in from there if I would have got the pace. So like I say, even if you're not using the line on the ball and you're comfortable at it, use the alignment aid on your putter, whether it's a little line like this one, a couple of dots, whatever it may be on your putter, and really focus on that intermediate target. So we get in, have a look, and then just think about setting that ball over that target. Bob's your uncle, pop it in. Let's move on to the third and final biggest mistake I see from people on the putting green. So the biggest mistake I see, and playing recently with a couple of friends, I saw this happen a few times, and the look of horror and disgust on their face when this happened, you just don't want to see it. Don't want to see that you're missing these putts, and that's this length of putt here, where it's pretty much inside a putter's length putt. And what I was seeing when these people were missing them, when I was playing with, having a bit of a chat on the way down to the hole, yeah, good putt, that one felt great, that there was no time, no care taken over these putts. So even though they are very close, we've seen putts of that length miss to win the Open Championship. Imagine that actually happening to yourself. You miss a putt from that far to win the Open Championship. So you've got to treat them with a little bit of respect. Let's make sure when we are going to these putts, take our time, treat as if it was a 6-foot putt, a 10-foot putt that we want to hold. Come in, take a quick look at where you want to have the ball running, pay it a little bit of respect, have your practice stroke, get in, line up, and then just knock it in straight away. Don't walk up and hit it really blasé and see that you're making those putts a big blemish on the scorecard. If you did that 3 times on the scorecard, that would be you not shooting to your handicap, or maybe not breaking that 100, might be 103 or 102, whatever it might be. And a few more of those going in the hole is going to see that you're not frustrated and you're making your scorecard more neat and tidy. So 3 things there, guys. We've got to get control of our pace drill. Use that ladder drill, that's really going to help you. Start to use an intermediate target on those 10 footers and in to see that you're really focused on where that starting line is going. And then most importantly, let's pay the putts some respect and see that we start to knock more in. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video this week. If you have, do hit the subscribe button down below so you're not missing any more lessons. Hit the like button as well, comment as well which one of those is going to help you lower your scores more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.